right, good morning, everybody. Running a little behind. I was just trying to get Cameron on the phone to see what happened to him. And he should be joining us shortly, I think. So, we'll just have to start without him. All right, good morning. Good morning. I see Uncle Steve there with, he's got the first blood this morning. Good morning. All right. And you'll note I did not recenter the camera for the one old fat boy scene because I'm actually expecting Cameron to show up in a minute. But we'll get started without him. I see Fish and Golf is with us. Good morning. Pitt Danny. GCM, my man, good morning, good morning. Trish is with us this morning, good morning. And there's the Fit Life with Danielle, good morning, Danny. Danny's my rich white woman friend that by all demographic metrics should be a staunch Democrat. Even by geographic metrics. Jesus, woman, how do you stay so sane? We're proud of you, sunshine. And there's Grimshaw Rose. Good morning. And over on Rumble, I see you guys watching, but I can't see who you are until you make a comment. So go ahead and say something in the live chat there. And, you know, I've got to keep two chat windows open until Rumble gets their shit together and starts playing ball with the restream protocol. So, y'all, thanks for joining us this morning. It is Firearms Friday. And, let's do a show. We'll go ahead and do the first DGU here. HPD. This comes to us from KHOU 11 out of Houston. 2 masked men killed during possible jugging attempt at East End. Surgical Assault 7861 asks, where's the other guy? In theory, he's on his way. And Get Good says, my shirt is sexy. But, buddy, I appreciate that. My wife made this shirt for me. And funny, you know, I appreciate you saying something about it, because most days I get out in the world and go do some work. And I run into people. I actually get complimented on my shirts almost every day. And I always say the same thing, you know, oh, thank you, my wife made it. Sometimes I take it a step further. I say, my hot young wife made it, because I enjoy the hell out of that fact pattern. So, back to the DGU. Two masked men killed during possible jugging attempt at East End. A preliminary investigation revealed the business owner was coming back from a bank when he was hit in the back of the head on South Sergeant Macario Garcia Drive. And this article's interesting in no small part because, frankly, I didn't know what the word jugging meant in this context. So, 2 masked men were shot and killed during a botched robbery. So we got a DRT, baby, dead right there in Houston's East End on Wednesday, according to the Houston Police Department. A preliminary investigation revealed the business owner was coming back from a bank when he was hit in the back of the head. When he turned around, he saw two masked men wearing gloves, and he immediately opened fire. An employee came out, saw what was going on, and also fired shots at the robbers. Both alleged robbers were pronounced dead at Ruiz Cash and Carry on South Sergeant Macario Garcia Drive near Wayside Drive. According to HPD Assistant Chief Chandra Hatcher, investigators believe the shooting was an attempted jugging. So here's some new language for me. This is a new word for my urban lexicon. That's when robbers follow the victim from a bank or check cashing business to steal their money. So I guess you like, okay, hey, he's coming from where the money is. Let's follow him far enough to not be seen by anybody. And so here's a pro tip out there for all you criminals. If you find a place to commit your crimes where there are no witnesses to your crimes, guess what? That means I don't have to get rid of any witnesses either. Just food for thought. It scares us just because a situation like that had already happened here, Jacqueline Hernandez, an employee's daughter, said. Her dad, Javier Hernandez, is usually the one who takes cash to the bank. I think I skipped a bit that's interesting. Hit in the back of the head, both alleged robbers pronounced dead. Nope, okay, I'm good. Her dad, Javier Hernandez, is usually the one who takes cash to the bank, but today it was his boss who did it. He was a little shaken up when we got there, just because he was like, I got lucky, Jacqueline Hernandez said. Police said a third suspect heard the shooting and took off in a newer model black Lincoln Navigator with Texas license plate RTS 3919. Whoa, my dude, they have literally got your number. Good luck. Police said a third suspect heard the shooting and took off in a newer model black Lincoln. So that sounds like they just might get him. HPD asks anyone with information on the shooting to contact Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. Be aware, tips to avoid becoming a jugging victim. Oh, nice. We got an early safety brief. Be aware of vehicles that loiter in or near a bank parking lot. When leaving the bank, make sure no one is following you. If you think you're being followed, call 911 and drive to the nearest police or fire station. Don't drive home or to your next location. Never leave cash inside a vehicle. Avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Carry any cash, credit, and debit cards or checks discreetly. Always be aware of your surroundings. Jesus, this one right here, honestly, always be aware of your surroundings. Okay, anecdote time. So, no shit, there I was when I was at the language college for the Army. One of the things that our drill sergeants used to do is they would occasionally set up dummy IEDs and booby traps around an active training post. Okay, and I want you to understand for a moment that what we're talking about here, when we're talking about the Defense Language Institute, those of you who have had military training, if you haven't been to DLI or gone like the nuke tech or medical route, right? Your military training was very much military training. DLI is a completely different creature. It is academia, right? You are in college, but in uniform. So basically, you go do PT either first thing in the morning or last thing in the evening, right? Either before school or after school. But then for the rest of the day, you're on a college campus with quads and lecture halls and the whole nine. So if you've been in the military and been to college, the experience at DLI is a blend of the two that leans much heavier toward the academia side. So keep that in mind as I tell you the rest of this story. This is a joint training base, and only the Army was doing the awareness piece. So our drill sergeants would go around the base and just set up IEDs, fake IEDs, dummy IEDs, and trip lines and stuff like that, in an attempt to train our situational awareness. So no shit, you might just be walking from your class on cultural cultural norms related to exploiting enemy information over to the class on extrapolating actionable intelligence from news articles, and have to stop and conduct a react to contact drill, and that shit was glorious. It was that was more fun than dodging white liquor in a paper mill, I can tell you. So when they say be aware of your surroundings, you can take that one to the bank. So I want to go back in this story just a little bit and get to here. Okay, here we go. A preliminary investigation. I kind of glossed over this a minute ago, but this just makes my day right here, honestly. A preliminary investigation revealed the business owner was coming back from a bank when he was hit in the back of the head. When he turned around, he saw two masked men wearing gloves, and he immediately opened fire. An employee came out, saw what was going on, and also fired shots at the robbers. Okay. What I am about to say in no way constitutes legal advice. This is moral advice. This is be a damn man advice. My boys, my brothers, right? And I do mean this for the men. Sorry, Danny. This one's for the men. Danielle, not Danny. If your boys are in trouble, right? I maintain a level of trust with my closest friends. And it really does extend this far. I no longer am interested in what the law is. I am interested in what the survival mechanism is. I would much rather argue my case than tote my buddy to a hole. I would much rather be a witness than a pallbearer. That is a risk that must be taken. Wow, okay, so I just gotta mention, Twitch is just blowing me up today. And it doesn't look like a bunch of dickhead trolls like we had yesterday. To clarify, we had one dickhead troll yesterday, but he was by himself commenting more than all of you combined, which was also somehow amusing. And Xander Max says, I'm playing catch up. That's a confusing street. It is a confusing street name, and I don't know if it's South Sergeant Street or Staff Sergeant Street. It only ever says S Sergeant Street, but there's a period after the S, so I'm assuming that it's South instead of Staff. If it was Staff Sergeant Street, I would expect it to be SSGT, no additional period. In fact, there shouldn't be a period at all. It should be, for Sergeant, it should be capital S, capital G, capital T. But, so, look at this. We've got so somebody was asking, where's the other guy? Well, there's the other guy. Get good. Get good was asking. Twitch is suddenly excited to see you, my man.
Oh, well, good.
It's because you cut all your hair off and now you look like one of the kids.
Sure.
Hey,
man, I apologize. I think I rolled over on my phone and turned off the alarm. That's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, I'm okay. I'm not sick. Your fan's on, by the way. I can hear the feedback.
No.
Yes.
It's all the way down there.
That's what she said.
So.
Yes, so.
You wanna do the next one?
Trigger, please.
Real quick, I just did a bit of a tirade on this bit right here, and I just wanted to share it with you. So this guy killed two men during a possible jugging, which is apparently when you follow somebody from the bank or the check cashing place to rob them at a second location. I didn't know that. In this one,
The jugging?
yeah, I'd never heard the term either. but they explained it later in the article. But in this one, a preliminary investigation revealed the business owner was coming back from a bank when he was hit in the back of the head. When he turned around, he saw two masked men wearing gloves and immediately opened fire. And then one of his employees came out, saw what was going on, and also fired shots at the robbers and gave us a DRT. I am super happy that this one went the way it went.
Wow.
So, I was just saying, you know, and I was just explaining to the audience, you know, the trust that I have with my close friends, Cameron being one of them. You know, if I was to walk out and see my battle buddy in a bad spot like that, then absolutely. My concern is surviving the immediate situation. I would rather go and argue my case in front of a jury than tote my buddy to a pit, than attend his funeral.
Yeah, jugging. Wow. That's one of those, man, my ex-wife loved Mean Girls. And so the only thing I can think is, stop trying to make fetch happen.
That just surprises me in so very, very few ways. None of them.
Well, there are many women that love that movie.
Yes, there are.
Anyhow,
you want to take this next one?
Sure. Oh God, is this because I'm? Oh well. Okay. Oopsie. 15-year-old robber with pellet gun ran away when woman pulled out a real gun, Chicago police say. Well, okay.
You know what? From that headline, I can already tell you I like this story. I'm happy about this story.
A 15-year-old boy who pointed a pellet gun at a woman during a robbery attempt in Uptown ran away when his would-be victim pulled out a real firearm, Chicago police say. It happened at around 12:31 p.m. Tuesday on the 5000 block of North Winthrop, not far from Argyle Red Line Station. Police said a group approached a 37-year-old woman on the street, and one of them pulled out a gun and demanded her property. But the woman had another idea.
I got some property for you, thug.
She pulled out her own firearm, and the group ran away. Cops took the 15-year-old into custody, a few minutes later, and confiscated his pellet gun. Charges are pending. There's
something going on in the comment thread there that's making me chuckle. Okay, so here's why I love the story. This woman just fixed this boy.
Yeah.
She just solved this shithead.
Right.
Because he has just had the experience. He took a fake gun. He will emerge from this experience and he will be better. Now, in fairness, Xander Mack beat me to it. I was going to say, in fairness, he will either be a better person or a better criminal, because there's one of two lessons he can take away from this. That is either don't do bad shit, it'll get you shot, or his takeaway might be, I better get a real gun because this pellet thing just isn't going to cut it. So this boy's life will have been improved by this woman. That doesn't necessarily mean that he'll be a better person. But I'm hopeful.
Yeah, man, he's going to catch a bunch of charges too, because armed robbery, you only have to, in most jurisdictions, you only have to act as though you have a gun. You don't actually have to have a gun. You catch the same armed robbery charge in any case.
And to be clear, he doesn't even mean that having a gun that's not a real gun is still, no. The whole finger in your pocket finger gun trick, that is sufficient. If you convey to the potential victim, the intended victim, that you are armed, the veracity of the statement of your armament is irrelevant to the law in whether or not you have committed what amounts to armed robbery. Get Good says, I'll finger his gun. Get Good, you need to go watch our episode about the butt gun. It's about 3 years old now, but it was high comedy.
Is
So,
this another Chicago story?
apparently Chicago was on fire this week. Not
This
like
one's
Maui. Just
Beat me
bullets
to it.
everywhere.
Beat me to it.
So, rideshare driver with concealed carry license shoots robbers in North Lawndale, Chicago police say. We had one about an Uber driver last week, but I think it was a different one. Oh yeah, it must have been because this one's from the 12th. Okay, so a rideshare driver shot and wounded 2 robbers early Saturday in North Lawndale, police said. The 26-year-old driver had dropped off a passenger about 1 a.m. in the 1500 block of South Millard Avenue when 2 people, a man, 20, and an 18-year-old woman, walked up to him and announced a robbery, according to Chicago police. Okay, kids.
I say, my good man, this is indeed a robbery.
You're pretty young people. You're in the city. It's early in the morning, but the bars aren't closed yet. Just go have a drink.
Well,
Find a room.
Obviously, they didn't have enough money for that.
Enjoy your youth.
They were trying to fund their vices.
Might I recommend a public park? You're going to come out a lot better on the other side of getting arrested for public indecency, having sex on a park bench, than how this turned out. And I'm sorry, kids. This is the risk you chose. The male suspect took the victim's cell phone, then fired shots as the 2 robbers tried to flee the scene. Took the victim's cell phone. Okay, so it is the case that it is the male criminal, the 20-year-old male, who stole the cell phone from the victim. Okay, I thought they did that thing for a second there. Stole the guy's cell phone and then fired shots as they ran away. So
then fired shots
the
as the
suspect
2 robbers
fired shots.
Yeah,
as
it's
they
a
ran
terrible
away.
sentence. Terrible.
The
If
driver,
Danny's
who has a
watching-
valid concealed
yeah.
carry license, returned fire, striking the man in the leg and grazing the woman in the arm, police said. The driver was not injured. Man was taken to Stroger Hospital in good condition, while the woman declined medical attention.
Wait, go
police
back
said.
up to that terrible sentence, because even though it's not written that way, you interpreted it correctly. So they took the cell phone and then fired shots as they ran away?
Yes. So the 2 criminals fired first, it appears.
You know, I gotta tell you, man, if I were to get robbed, one of the things that would suck the worst for me to lose would actually be my cell phone. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just a... It's not.
And this wouldn't
it's
have
not
been
just a money thing,
Right. Imagine if we had legit ass cell phones like we have now in the 90s, and everything else was the same. This goes down. I can go to a payphone.
right? Right.
That is not an option most places today. The payphones they ain't there no more.
Well,
Man, you remember getting a text message and then go try to find a payphone and oh hey man, I've got 2 dimes. Can you spot me a quarter?
no, yeah, like you're looking at your beeper, going, okay, 143. Well, that means I love you, but what's the rest of this shit? You know, like.
Yeah.
No, well, this guy was an Uber driver, right?
Right. Not supposed to be armed.
Well, not only that, but, had he checked in from his run yet? Or an Uber system, is he still on this delivery
Oh, shit.
that has been for like the last, however many hours?
And now I don't know about you. Yeah, yes, I do. I drove for Uber for a little bit when I went back to college. I know you drove for Uber for a little bit, and Lyft, same. Met some interesting people, met some weird people. I never ran into anything like this. Nobody ever tried to rob me. And I know their company policies. Did you ever drive for Uber without carrying a firearm?
Well, I didn't carry it. It was under my seat.
Oh, see, I wore one on my hip, and I had my spare rod in reach. I had 2 guns.
I discovered being in the car for like 8 hours, sitting on a gun. That was not for me.
I see. I recommend sandwiches.
You recommend sandwiches?
Yeah.
As in?
It's a fat joke. Padding.
Oh.
I recommend sandwiches.
See, I was overthinking it. I thought there was like another... I thought there was another layer. But, you know, there's not just the crime aspect of this. There's not just the violent crime aspect of this. Like, seriously, I can't stress enough. If somebody steals your cell phone, like, I had a problem with my alarm this morning, and it's because I think I rolled over on my cell phone and accidentally turned my alarm off. I don't have an alarm clock.
Right.
And if you stole my cell phone and I needed to buy an alarm clock so that I could make sure that I got up at an appropriate time tomorrow morning, fucking tap to pay is on my cell phone. So I can't even go by Walmart and buy a digital alarm clock.
Oh, God. Imagine if Hillary had her way. We'd gotten Hillary Care through. Everybody got their RFID chips, right? And all your tap to pay, medical records, all that. Would you have that set up for your alarm clock? It's like, it's time to wake up!
Ugh. Yeah, it's been a long time since I thought about that.
All right. Well, I think we've done that story to death. Let's get another one up here.
Did you give them a trigger warning?
You know what? I've got time. We can go a little over. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'll take this one.
Oh.
This comes from Reddit.
I've got some comments.
Trigger warning.
Yeah.
I suspect there's some trigger discipline, bro.
Trigger, please.
Exactly. It's a whole new thing for getting triggered. Okay. They're all making fun of me. I didn't ever sleep with my gun. That's not the... And honestly, with the way guns are built, you probably could roll over on it and it's fine. They're built to not accidentally discharge. Right. They would not have lasted very long.
Okay, so you say that. You say guns are built to not accidentally discharge. And we probably could have covered this morning, maybe what I talk about on Monday. Alec Baldwin is now facing charges.
Wait, he's back to facing charges again?
Yes, because forensic examination and testing have proved that the firearm could not have gone off without the trigger being depressed.
Oh my God.
Now, let's clarify real quick. This was a thing that we explained in this case many times already. Like, it is an exceedingly rare occurrence that is tied up inseparably with exhaustingly bad, negligent firearms maintenance for a firearm to just discharge. Right? And the Alec Baldwin's release was predicated entirely on the assertion that he did not personally and intentionally pull the trigger. The gun just went off in his hand. And now the science, which must be trusted, says that that's not how guns work, dickbag.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go down a rabbit hole on that later because remember when I said they dropped the charges on him? I'm like, okay, if this is how you want to go, then drop the charges, don't bring him up again. I think Alec Baldwin's a piece of shit, but like, you can't do this. We're going to charge you. We're not going to charge you. We're going to charge you. We're not going to charge you. Like, that is actually a violation of his civil rights. And
I'm generally with you on a lot of that. In this case in particular, I forget exactly where we were on the case, but basically the terms of his release were, we think that he didn't do it. We think that he didn't do it on purpose. And our
the Hillary Clinton defense.
And our belief in that is contingent on whether or not it can be proved that the gun could discharge without depressing the trigger.
Yeah, look, I get it that there's reasons why they changed their mind again.
Yes.
But they changed their mind again. Like, all right, let's do this. It's brought to you by Reddit. I'm gonna read this. I'm going to assume, for the benefit of the doubt, that this is a true story. We all clear on what that means?
That we don't believe it?
And no, just that I'm going to assume for the purposes of reading this story. Okay. I'm still extremely upset about this entire situation. There's a lot, so bear with me. TLDR at the bottom. This happened several months ago. I waited for everything with the police to be settled. No charges were filed. Some background. After I graduated from school, I moved back to the city I grew up in to start my career. Through some social circles, I met a woman we will call Sarah. She was awesome, very smart, funny, and had lots of common interests. We clicked very well. I eventually asked her to be my girlfriend, and she said yes. We shared a lot with
Good for you, buddy. Proud of you.
We shared a lot with one another, and I found out something about her. She has an extreme aversion to violence. It stems from some stuff she went through when she was younger. So she's a girl? And yes, that was casual misogyny. Men are more attracted to violence than women are. Something to know about me. I've been a hobbyist marksman for a long time, and I carry a pistol with me and keep it on my nightstand. It's a personal security preference. Sarah knew all of this and told me it wasn't a problem. We were together for a couple of months before something happened with her housing situation. I think her landlord was doing a full gut, needed the tenants out. Her lease was up, but there wasn't much she could do. I told her she could stay with me at my house for as long as she needed. I live in a less nice area, but burglary is still not super common. I just got a shit hand dealt to me. The house is pretty nice. I have 2 other housemates. The night of the incident, we were sleeping. It was 2:36 in the morning when I heard a really loud banging on the door. I won't ever forget those numbers on the clock. It sounded like someone was trying to break in. I woke Sarah up and told her to go to the bathroom, lock the door, and call the cops. A few seconds later, I heard the door break open, and I peeked into the hallway by my bedroom and didn't see anything for a few seconds. Then the guy turned the corner. Shot him twice, center mass. There was some labored breathing for a few seconds, and then he was gone. My housemate... Okay, sure. Fair enough. My housemates were away for the weekend, so thankfully someone was spared.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
No, that means that's been going on the whole episode.
That's terrible. The cops came...
No, it hasn't. Okay, we're good.
The cops came 10 to 15 minutes later. They really irritated the piss out of me, rushed me in hot-headed like some wannabe Captain America assholes, and were seemingly upset there wasn't anyone to shoot. Okay.
I often feel that way.
They were asking a bunch of foolish questions like how long I'd lived in the house and how did I know that it wasn't just one of my housemates, because my housemates would call me, not kick the door in, or use their key. I told them that I did not know the man and that I would be happy to cooperate after I had time to sleep and time to consult legal help. Then I would provide a full statement on the incidents at the station. They seemed less than enthused that I wasn't spilling my guts to them, but they didn't have any reason to book me. The coroner came and carted off the... I mean, aside from the fact that you fucking killed somebody, but sure, they didn't have any reason. Jesus. Oh, I had to scrub the bloodstains out of the floorboards.
Okay,
I didn't realize this was going to be like... Okay, we're going to get there eventually, people. All they do it... eliminate potential biohazards. I guess that means do half a job with bleach and a sponge. I didn't sleep the rest of the night and called out of work for the day. The following days weren't easy. Personally, I was doing fine. I don't really have any guilt over what happened, but I've had a really hard time finding it in me to see that guy as anything but a threat, not a person. He was just a threat that had to be dealt with. It may sound callous, but that's just how I feel. I want to have sympathy and understanding for what pushes people to do things like this, but when I'm the one being directly impacted, it's so hard. I didn't share these feelings with Sarah. Sarah was shaken 6 ways from Sunday. She left to stay with her parents. This is where the shit really hit the fan. She called me a couple of days later, and we talked for a long time, and she finally got around to saying she couldn't do this anymore. The idea that I had killed somebody was way too much for her, and that we had to call it. If this is true, no reason to doubt it.
Right.
Buddy, you dodged a bullet.
Yep.
You defended your woman correctly, and that made her dislike you? Okay. In all sympathy, right? Maybe she was gorgeous, you know? Maybe the sex was just awesome. Maybe he really, really, really loved her. I'm not unsympathetic to the fact that you might very well have a broken heart. But you dodged a bullet, if this is true. Golly. That was the one we're going to end on? That's was terrible.
Okay. I want to read this sentence. The guy says, I was and still am really upset. I lost someone that means a lot to me because some stupid junkie motherfucker couldn't help but break into my house. If that dumb son of a bitch had made better choices, I would still be with her. So like Cameron was just saying, you dodged a bullet. My man, that junkie did you and the world a favor.
By breaking into your house.
He self-deleted and saved you from a miserable life with a psychotic pacifist. Congratulations. You got a notch on the belt and a free and fair future.
Yeah. Yeah, she was fine.
Do not squander this opportunity.
Yeah, she saw your gun on the nightstand. Was fine with it. Totally. Oh, I wonder what that's for. Decoration? Knows you're a trained marksman. The day comes where you actually use it. And then she's like, oh, heavens to Betsy, let me clutch my pearls and leave you. Yeah. Like, there's a... What does it the kids say? Press X to doubt?
That's a new one on me.
Well, I'm pressing X.
Yes. All right.
I'm using that one. One of the Twitchers said Alt F4 from the simulation. That's good. I'm gonna use that.
All right. So,
Pit Danny says go to the gun club and find a girl. There's hey, you know what? That's probably a fantastic idea for so many reasons. So many reasons. Because you know one of the great things about a girl at a gun club?
They're at a gun club?
You could probably assume they're a girl, too.
Yes, that's right. If you meet a girl at the gun club, she does not have a penis.
Yes.
She has a gun.
Right. Plus all the other things that go along with it. Like... I mean, do you ever worry about a girlfriend or anybody, like, you know, they drive into Atlanta, you know?
Unarmed?
Yes. I don't mean your spouse. I'm clear. There's more guns than people in this house. Like, I'm crystal clear on that. But...
And that's in a house with a shitload of kids.
But no, like you worry because, you know, they even around here, like okay, around here is not the best example because there was
FitLife says our gun club's female membership is me. I love you, Danny.
You know what though? I bet she is fucking popular every time she walks through that door.
Yeah.
In shape, good attitude, packing heat. Like, I just got a little happy flutter right there. Let's just stop, or we're gonna. Okay.
Xander Mack, I'm going to drop a little criticism on you right there. It's not that they would ruin the fun. It's that it's different fun. It's just different fun. So I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say we should probably just call it. Like, this is gonna devolve quickly, very, very quickly.
Yeah, I was just gonna just because we're on the topic, I was just gonna throw up a little bit of this real quick. Valk Mommy Bryn, just no audio, just enjoy, just appreciate what's going on here. There you go. Like I said, it's different fun.
Yeah,
it's good, clean fun.
Yeah, there's a whole series of videos where she tests the recoil of firearms by how much it makes her ass jiggle, and I'm not exaggerating. She tests the recoil of firearms by how much it makes her ass jiggle.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm going to leave you with this one. 45 versus 9 mil. Any questions?
You know, like, I get it. I really do. But in a self-defense situation, a double tap with a hollow point 9 mil or double tap with a 4. Yeah, okay, the 45 is going to do more damage. But what you've been...
Yeah. Yeah, the big difference for a competent marksman is post-incident positive identification. So, that said, it is Friday. It is time to wrap the show up, and we're gonna do that with a safety brief. I've had a pretty good week. How about you?
Yeah, it's been an okay week.
Oh, I caught you laughing at something.
I'm not even gonna read it, but it's God bless Twitch. Like, that was funny.
So y'all be safe out there. Keep calm and carry one. Don't drive drink. Don't fry bacon naked. And we will see you on Monday. Buttons. That button.